Steve, we are back. Are you there?
Yep.
Excellent, excellent. Welcome everyone to midweek point and click. We skipped last week just because I was a little bit under the weather. I had a bad case of laryngitis, but on the mend now, so things are going good. I have the feeling that we may actually finish this game today. If that's the case, excellent. I also have so I mentioned while we were streaming that there were originally ways you can actually die in this game. It seems that maybe this director's cut has patched those out or fixed that a little bit. So what I've done is I've got a death reel ready to go. So once we do beat the game, we can go through and watch those together. So that being said, Steve, do you want to tell us where we're up to? It was 2 weeks ago. It might be hard to remember, but go for it.
Yeah, I took a sneaky peek at the VOD, but I remembered most of the stuff. It's just that I thought it was the session before. Most of the stuff we did, but it was from 2 sessions ago, so that's why I wouldn't have guessed it. I actually misread Fatonga's message, and I thought he typed, "You sound hotter."
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a whole section in Syria. So we went to Syria, talked to a bunch of people, American tourists, a few funny characters, a person with possible mental issues manning a kebab stand with
That's right.
salmonella infected produce, probably.
And why do you think that was infected? There was a big reason why his meats may not be the most delectable.
Yeah, it's using a toilet brush which theoretically, if it was never used as a toilet brush, should be fine.
Yeah, it's got the spirit of the poo though. May not have the poo on it, but it's got the spirit of the poo.
The future poos.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it did become a normal toilet brush for a bit, and he did go back to using it, I think, after he got it back. Or
I don't know. That's our headcanon from now on. Yeah, once we were done with the actual toilet brush, it went straight back to basting the kebabs.
We didn't give it back. So we didn't give it back? I thought we would have.
No, we gave it to the barman, and he gave us the key to the toilet.
Oh yeah, so that's what I'm thinking of. It used to be the barman's. So then it used to be a toilet brush because it was the barman's, and that's why he wanted it back.
No, because he bought it brand new and it was still in its shrink wrap, according to the barman at least.
I guess then, there's no reason other than the guy just must be dirty for other reasons.
Yeah.
Because someone did get poisoned, or is that just people talking about it being dirty?
I don't think anyone got poisoned. It's just that the boy made us tell the guy that his food is actual dog meat, and he cracked it.
So then he chased us with a knife.
He did, yeah.
Which is not quite an equal level of violence considering what we did, but I think he's hitting the insult. Then there's that whole section. We go to a secret club, talk to a guy there. Oh, so he's the driver. He was the one that drove us out.
Exactly.
After that.
Yep.
Then, so we found some stuff. And first to get cornered by one of the Order assassins, the Templar assassins. And he had us at gunpoint on the edge of the cliff. We were pretty much doomed. But then suddenly our little intercom clicked and said, "Titan ready." And then this mech came falling down to the sky, grabbed us, protected us into its chest, and only for tanks to arrive, so we had to fight them off while the bad guy got into a mech of his own. Started beating the crap out of us, and we're doomed again. And then the character went, "I need the Master Sword now," and this giant sword fell from the heavens. He grabbed it, and with a flourish, it powered up, and there was lightning going everywhere. And the bad guy held up his hands and went, "No!" before we struck him down. And so that ended that. Then we went back to... It was Scotland is where the crypt... No, it was, it's a Spanish...
We went to Spain.
For the crypt. So there was a crypt, and we helped an old lady who had been maybe a little bit too much pride over her ancestors. It's one of those things where she was descended from these Templars, but sort of just defined by her ancestors, which I guess if you live in a mansion because of them, I guess it's reasonable. Showed her the secret of Inner Crypt, this puzzle. Gave us a chess puzzle, and you either fluked it or did not a Kaspersky, forget
I
the guy's
fluked it,
name.
everyone. I fluked it. First go.
Either fluked it or I've had his name before.
Mm.
Kasparov. You either flicked it or Kasparoved it. And then, yeah, so solved the chess puzzle and we got something. I don't remember.
We got a
I
chalice.
remember the rest. Chalice.
I remember she said, you can have the chalice because you helped me solve a riddle. And it's like, I don't know why they would ever do that. But and that's
Yeah.
where we were. We were back at Nico's apartment with the brand new shiny chalice.
Yeah, I think there was a bit of walking around trying to figure out the next thing to pop before that, but or maybe that was before the Spanish part.
I think it was before the Spanish
And
part.
yeah, that's it.
Excellent. Good recap. Good recap. Tongs, Saiku, Artie Fine, Clunky. Good to see you all. Welcome in. Yeah, it's going to be an adventure. I remember one thing that's coming up that reminds me of the movie Speed. So if that has anything to do with it, maybe that might get you excited. But yeah, let's get
Dead Man
started.
Switch?
Hmm?
Is it something to do with the Dead Man Switch?
No, you'll just have to wait and see. Oh, that's right. When we get continue.
Well done, Lisa. Stupid Lisa garbage face.
There she is.
Have a fight with a guy and he's too tall. He's stronger and cleverer, but too tall.
Stronger.
Oh no, that's Keanu's the one that's taller.
Oh, you're talking about Speed again. Sorry.
Yeah.
Talk about Speed when we get to the Speed. I've already forgotten what I had said. Bus couldn't slow down? Wow. You just have to see. You'll just have to see. Luna, welcome in as well.
But,
Lise, everyone's here. The whole gang.
is Nika referred to as a wildcat?
I shouldn't have said anything. I just let it go. You'll see it when you see it. You'll go, oh yeah. Or maybe you won't. And then I'll look like a fool. A damn fool.
I
But
know. No, I will be, because all of the references I'm throwing out, if I actually miss the one that happens.
we'll have to see. We'll have to see, won't we? All right. So
Yes,
we
and-
have. Oh,
You get see some good upskirt, like a quick upskirt shot.
already we're in bloody filth bag territory.
Fuck off, Steve!
That's the one other thing I remember about Speed.
All right. Well, there is actually something new that you can find in the emote section. If everyone has a cheeky look in the emote section, you may find something that is very on brand to this game. Okay, what we were doing, we were going to look. I'm going to quickly have a look at the chalice.
The chalice from the mausoleum was obviously of superior workmanship, but grimy and tarnished.
Ooh, what about this though?
It was the soggy tissue I'd found in the sewers.
Soggy tissue. That could come in handy. I like that the soggy tissue is still in our inventory because it means we haven't exhausted it just yet.
Hello again, Father.
Bonjour, monsieur. How pleasant to speak to you again.
Sure is. How about my soggy tissue?
There's grease paint on this tissue.
Spoiler.
Oui, you are correct.
What do you make of this chalice?
It certainly looks very old.
About as old as this church, I think.
There seems to be an engraving on it.
Yeah? What does it say?
I do not know, it is very tarnished.
It says
With your
made in
permission,
China.
I could try polishing it. I promise I will be very careful.
Shall we let him polish our chalice, everyone?
I'm wary of priests asking to polish something, offering to polish something.
It's okay. I'll take one for the team. He can polish my chalice.
That'd be very good of you.
This shouldn't take very long. Feel free to look around.
Okay, thanks.
Ooh, what technique he has. Oh god, you're rubbing off on me, Steve. Excuse the pun. All right, let's see.
Doesn't look like he's rubbing it, more like he's just like double fisting two separate things.
Or it's like he's winding string around it, like invisible string.
Yeah. Yeah, like he's gotten confused with playing the bells.
On the end of the staff was some kind of disc with a cross on it. Around the base of the disc was a hairline crack.
A hairline crack.
Are you gonna take the disc?
We did this last time, but I think now's the time we're meant to do it.
The lens fitted into the end of the scroll like a hand into a glove.
This is hairline
Per disciplinum
crack.
meum lux videbus. Hey,
Oh, okay. What is that? I gotta look at the big screen in the OBS preview because that is just a jumble of things. Is that anything? Or is this looks like an AI
that, yeah,
image
I
that's
think-
breaking my brain?
No, I think the idea is you gotta move the lens,
Oh.
those little handles, in order to then.
It's a puzzle. Okay. Each lens element can be moved by moving the mouse pointer over the numbered tab and then grasp the handle appears, blah, blah, blah. Clicking in, holding the mouse button slight left or right. George will acknowledge the image once they're in the correct position. Okay. Oh. Oh, there's
Yeah, that's
three of
what it
them.
looks-
I reckon that... Yeah. Oh, it made a click sound, so that's pretty good. Oh, this is an easy puzzle.
Yeah. Don't know what kind of optical thing would cause this kind of puzzle to be needed, but kind of neat. I think that's upside down.
Yeah, it's
So
just real finicky. It's like the mouse sort of slips off. There we go.
the distortions came sharply into focus. It was a Knight Templar burning
yeah.
at the stake. And below him a date in Roman numerals.
It says Rocky 4.
1,300.
A Knight Templar burning at the
10 and
stake.
4.
And a date. Let me see.
M50.
C,
Century.
X,
1300
I, V.
And
That's 13,
14.
14.
Sweet. Okay. How's my chalice going, priest? Nice and polished?
Hey, thanks.
It is my pleasure, monsieur.
What was the writing on the chalice?
It was not writing, my mistake. It was a coat of arms. The remarkable thing is that it seems very familiar.
Yeah?
Oui, I think I have seen it on that wall tomb in the far corner. That winged horse is quite distinctive.
Winged horse, eh? Well, let's have a look at these. We haven't actually spoken to him yet.
Yeah.
We lucked out by
Sparkly.
him polishing our chalice.
I
Yeah, look how
noticed that the
sparkly it is,
stained
though.
glass window on the left looks more modern than the middle one.
You have a keen eye, monsieur. The original window was destroyed in the last war. It was as old as the church, early 14th century.
Oh, man.
I think he said
That's
this already.
awful.
Oui, a terrible loss. Still, the church and the other windows survived.
It's kind of like, I don't know if you guys have ever been to Westminster Abbey. I'm sure that some of you have. That was bombed during World War II and there was actual structural damage. But from what I remember is they actually patched it up with like glass rather than stone. So you can actually kind of see through, like the glass was sort of forged into the shapes of what the stone would be. So you can sort of see the patchwork. Kind of like that ancient Japanese tradition of when you smash shit, you make it back up and use gold leaf.
Do you speak Latin?
You ask this of a priest?
Okay. Can you tell me what per disciplinum meum lux videbus means?
Let me see. That would be, by my teachings, you will see the light. I think.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Okay.
Why did he go? Were you asking a priest when? Why would you assume a priest knows Latin just because he's a priest?
Maybe priest
Never.
school, it's mandatory. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, which I guess there's a lot of Latin with the Bible stuff. It's still kind of weird you know that whole language just because you're a priest.
Yeah. We're going to give him a buzzer just in case.
I thought about using the shake and shock on him, but I couldn't do that to a priest.
Oh, I could.
Boy, what a shine you got on this.
Merci. It is all in the wrist action.
Well,
He is celibate. He is celibate, so he would know. He would have good wrist action, I reckon.
Jesus,
Catch you later.
Steve.
Au revoir, monsieur.
All right. They said to go over here. The priest said, look at this.
Now that my attention had been drawn to it, there was no mistake. There was no name on it, but the coat of arms was undeniably the Pegasus of the De Vasconcelos family. I'd found the last resting place of Don Carlos.
Oh, is
My
that the missing
eye was
guy?
drawn to the biblical references carved into the edge of the tomb. Hey, maybe these biblical references mean something.
Hopefully 14. Oh, shit.
We have a decipher. Okay, let's have a look. A jumble of letters is carved into the side of Knight's tomb. You must look for and highlight the number of biblical references comprising of the name of the book followed by the chapter and verse in Latin numerals. Okay. So, for example, Luke chapter 8 verse 2 would be displayed as Luke 8:2. You must find and highlight all the verse references. Highlight the verse references and the letters will stay lit. Otherwise, the letters will fade. George will read the verse references once they are highlighted. Okay, so I did see Psalms here.
Yes, I guess that whole thing, all the way up to the 7.
Psalms 32:7. The numbers refer to a chapter and a verse
Corinthians,
in the Bible. Not much to go on, but it must have meant something. If I examined the tomb more closely, there might be other clues to find.
Corinthians below it,
Yeah.
that whole line. But it's got an I at the end. That's the thing I'm not sure
Corinthians
about.
14:5.
Okay.
Let's see.
Second line has Psalms on it again.
It does. Up to here.
Psalms 22:21.
Let's
It's
see.
Horribilis, just because that's the only one that has two numbers, like a plus and a plus. That's what we're really looking for, seems like. I know.
It's weird that it doesn't draw fully.
Yeah. But I don't think it's that, because
No. Okay. What about Carpe 11:5? No, that's not plus though. I'm going to do it anyway. Just no. Okay. There must be one more, I'd say. Maybe.
stuff around the border, do you reckon that's random? Not to do with this
Oh, I can
puzzle?
draw on that. Okay. Oh, let's see. What if we go backwards? So if we do... Nope. Plus. I would think that would be it, but... He made note of looking around the tomb. There you go, Saku. There's the emote. Look at that juicy, juicy tissue. I'm just going to hit back for a second. And then...
Now that my attention had been drawn to it, there was no mistake. There was no name on it, but the coat of arms was undeniably the Pegasus of the De Vasconcelos family. I'd found the last resting place of Don Carlos.
Yep.
My eye was drawn to the biblical references carved into the edge of the tomb.
Yep.
Hey, maybe these biblical references mean something.
I guess not. It's back to here again. Okay.
Psalms 22:21. Not much to go on, but it must have meant something. If I examine the tomb more closely, there might be other clues to find.
Yeah, that comment there. If I examine the tomb closely, does it mean this? I'm thinking it might be.
Psalms 32:7. The numbers refer to a chapter and a verse in the Bible. Corinthians 14:5.
Okay.
That stands in two numbers. But the only one I see is like I'm thinking there's a shorter version of the Horriblest, maybe with the S. Yeah, there's something like that.
Any Bible folk in the chat? Maybe Shorbless? Nah, Shorbless or wouldn't be a fool.
The thing I'm thinking of, I'm wondering if there's no like even though the three were found are in order, but it doesn't need to be like that.
What do you mean?
But that can't be it because it can't be two pluses. It's a colon number plus number.
Yeah, so colon number plus number. I don't think. Colon number. How does it work? I'm just going to use this because we don't know the Bible.
Yeah, I tried looking up what some of the names might be, but that doesn't help because it's ones you know like Matthew, Joshua, Romans.
There are
Don't know on the
4
board.
concealed. Okay, you must highlight all 4. See, that's good. Like a word search. Okay. So there is one more.
So even though the rest of them are in order, I'm wondering if you just sort of are supposed to do like a name with a column. Cape, I'm pretty sure is one, and then finish it off on the outside, like do.
Like that. Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be very cheeky.
That'd be rough because you have to know. Column.
Like you'd think it's on one line, right?
It can't go up and down because it would be fixed width font if it was up and down.
Like this.
Yeah.
Felix. Yeah.
Shit, that could have been good. Except
Okay.
oh,
Hmm.
could be backwards, like cape at the bottom, because that from the E.
You mean like this? That would be
Yeah,
very,
except I don't
very.
know if any eprac, I don't think is a thing.
That was always bullshit in a word search when there were words that were written backwards. It would just change the rules. Well, let's look for all the colons, right? We've got
Yeah, 'cause that's what I keep thinking of. But then,
1, 2.
what if you do cape
Yep.
and keep going past the border and do the one in the right margin?
Oh, that would be
No. Yeah.
dirty dog shit. All right, how about this? In this way instead.
No, it's 2 pluses that way. That's the problem.
Like, what is this stuff on the outside even for? Like, I feel that this is being cheeky. Try vertical, you reckon? Anus. Let's see. Oh, you reckon like we could use So you guys can see it? Is that what you're trying to say in the chat? And then we're just blind, I guess? Because it'd be weird how... Well, maybe. How does a colon work if you're going vertical? Majorum sounds Latin for sure. Keep trying anus.
There's got to be a plus after it. The N screws up the Roman numeral. Maybe do the annuit on the first line and then drop down to... No, that can't be right. So you drop down to use that. On a diagonal.
You swear anus is in the Bible? I bet it is. It's just, I don't know. We. Man, this is so cheeky of a puzzle. See, Majorum sounds like something as well. Horribilis does, but not Shorribilis. Unless we go Anus Horribilis. Nope. Because it doesn't make sense that it would start going backwards and vertical when these ones have not been. I also don't know how Bible verses work. Does it always need like a number and a number, or can it be just a number? Yeah, go for it, Psycho. We're playing this together, so if you've got an idea, go for it. Because Stone Cold said so, right? John 4 and 11, second from the right.
Oh, it is too.
Column. Oh, I see.
Oh, there's column, but it's second.
Oh, yeah.
John 4:11. There were no more references to mine. But
It's slightly unfair to have a very
ran
weak font
around the
when
plaque.
there's
I made a note
verticals.
in case they meant something.
Because the characters had to line up. It's not just...
Psalms 32:7, John 4:11, Corinthians 1:4-5, and just one more.
Excellent work, Psyche.
Psalms
You saved us there.
22:21. I may not be perfect, but I've got a memory like a steel trap. The chalice had led me to these inscriptions, but it
reference to
looked like a
something?
happy coincidence to me. After all, the De Vasconcellos arms were already on the manuscript. Note, I was still convinced that the chalice had some significance all of its own.
So the numbers are... So it's the name of the book, the chapter number, and then the verse number.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the references work. Which I didn't know that, I just looked it up.
Talk to the priest one more time and then maybe go speak to Nico. Exactly,
Hello again,
Thomas.
Father.
Bonjour, monsieur. How pleasant to speak to you again.
Oh, we've already done this one. I'll do it again.
Is the right-hand window original?
Oui, monsieur.
Alright, that's it. Cool.
Catch you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
See you later, alligator. Let's go to Nico. Hopefully she has something.
100% certified got 'em.
100%. 100%. Remember this guy? He loved our juggling act. That was the day. All right, so Rujari is where she lives, I think. Yeah.
I solved another puzzle.
You did?
Well, I guess I did.
Wow,
Well,
Psycho
what
did.
was it? What's the answer?
1314.
What does that mean?
It was the date when Jacques de Molay was burned, wasn't it?
Of course.
The answer was hidden in a stained glass window. When I looked through the lens, the picture changed. It became a man surrounded by flames.
It seems to me the answers to the Templar puzzles are as cryptic as the clues. Sometimes I wonder if the manuscript isn't an elaborate joke.
The Knights Templar weren't the kind of people to play jokes, were they?
They sure weren't. I am not going to fall for this trick of clicking this manuscript again. We will be locked in, so instead I'm going to show her my soggy tissue.
No
I was hoping
way.
you'd click it so I could see what we've ticked off on the
Okay.
manuscript and what we haven't.
We can do that, absolutely.
Hey, Nico, shake hands with me.
No chance, Buster.
One day she will go absolutely and go to shake hands. I'm sure of it.
But that
Let's take
response
another
means
look
she
at
knows,
the
right?
manuscript.
Oh, she just doesn't trust George. He's a cheeky little beggar. All right, let's
so
see.
on the top left.
There's a guy with a sword and a bull. Between them is a gem supported by a tripod.
Okay, done that.
Oh, we've done this at the bottom left.
A knight with a crystal ball.
That was the
Knight
lens?
scroll bears
Yes,
a
the lens.
phrase
That's
in
the only two
Latin.
we've done,
Through
'cause I
my
don't remember anything about a
teachings,
loom.
you will be enlightened.
And I don't remember. I think we saw the three faces, but I know we've done the three faces. It was in the cave.
It was in the cave, yeah.
So we've just got the loom left and the ship.
There's a guy working on a loom.
Hi. I think what I'll do
There's
is
a woman
talk
looking
to
at her reflection
Andre,
in a mirror, but
'cause
the
he's the other
reflection has
smart
three
person.
hideous faces.
and then we're going to click on the two people riding a horse.
Look there, two guys on the same horse.
Okay, cool.
I'd better get back to the quest.
While you sit on your ass, Nico, and do absolutely nothing. All right. Music rune? Yes. So, fun fact, and you'll see it later on. There is a way you can die in this room. There was a way, rather.
Yeah, because I was about
Hi,
to say
Andre.
have we passed it? Because I imagine it's been crushed
Hello,
by
Georgie.
the totem when we pushed it over.
Not quite. Oh, we got the three
The
face.
three faces.
While I was in Syria, I discovered a strange pagan statue. It was like a head with three bearded faces. Horrible.
That sounds as if it could be Baphomet, the idol described by the Templars.
The poor
And a
knights
good
of
summon in
Christ
Final
had an
Fantasy.
idol that looked like that?
Allegedly, the description of the idol came from the evidence extracted by the Inquisition. Mind you, not one statue or idol was ever found on Templar property. Until now, that is. Just last month, a statue of Baphomet was unearthed right here in Paris,
Where?
at the Institut Hermétique de Nerval. The statue is beneath the foundations. It was discovered by some workmen while renovating the building.
Can you tell me any more about the statue of Baphomet?
It's a fearful image, even
Does
now.
it look like Egon
A
from the real
bearded head.
Ghostbusters cartoon?
Base of the statue
Yes, it
is
does.
carved with
The stoner
Templar
version.
symbols. One
Yeah,
of the
it's just-
workmen noticed a
Yes,
curious
thing that the
stain
pattern on his
the
jacket I
base.
don't think is supposed to
He
be
claimed
handproof.
it
It kind of
looked
looks
like
like I keep
blood.
thinking it is,
Blood?
just because of the rest of
That's
his look.
right.
Guaranteed it is meant to be. It's just it went through and the review
I think
board
it's-
said we can't give this to children. Change it at once, and so they just did this star pattern.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we got to go to this new place, which is Set de Baphomet. French is excellent, everybody. Oh, look at this guy with all this bukkake on him. Lots of
Excuse
mustard
me,
or something.
could you help me?
What is it?
I've got a few questions. You're doing a fine job.
Merci. I have my professional pride.
I don't think I've ever seen a Gauloise smoke so stylishly.
It's a natural talent.
I'm being sarcastic.
I'm being indifferent.
You're very good at that as well.
Merci. Vive l'indifférence.
So, he's got yellow paint all over him, and the only thing that's yellow is this. So, is it his job to paint the stripes on a black pole?
But also, there's the bucket of paint behind him, but the paint is grey instead of yellow.
All right, let's give him Old
That could
Faithful.
just be his like standard painting clothes. That's from a previous job,
Yeah,
and it's
true.
all dry, and it's just he's putting it on because these are already stained.
As Psyche says, he does require the soggy tissue.
A greasy tissue. Don't get it too close to my cigarette, monsieur, or there'll be a conflagration.
Okay. What about
But that
this
said,
nose
it
candy?
reminded me because of the cigarette and stuff. My dad used to work at CRG, and it became BSC, but it's a gas and gear plant. So I think it's that job, or maybe it was one before that. It was industrial. And I went out to the maintenance shed, and there was a, I forget why they had it, but they had a tray full of gasoline. They must have siphoned it from something as part of the job. And I sit around smoking near it, and he goes, "You guys really smoking near a tub full of gasoline?" It was early in the morning too, like 7 in the morning. And he goes, "No, it's fine." And he lit a match and flicked it into the gasoline thing, and it went out. And he goes, "See?" And so Dad just goes, "I know the concept behind it, which is it's too cold for there to be vapors, which is why it didn't catch. But still, if it still could have caught, like, it's still a fucking idiot thing to do. Because
Absolutely.
what if they had 1 in 100 chance of it having just enough vapors to catch?"
Insanity.
I have some plaster of Paris.
Amazing.
There it is, the Steve fact.
And that was another Steve fact.
Have you seen this man before?
Yes, he asked me a lot of questions, just like you.
Ooh, okay. Interesting.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
Yes, it's a communion chalice. I know, you know, I used to be an altar boy.
You?
Yes, me. What's so funny about that?
Nothing. I was pretty sure the Shaken Shock had shot its bolt in Syria.
Oh. No!
I've got a sewer key.
I used to work in the sewer.
Oh? What happened?
I had a cigarette break in a pocket of methane. A
Ah.
nano cover landed on the other side of the Seine and I was sacked.
Filthy smoker.
The
Has a guy calling himself Merlin been nosing around?
Was he wearing a t-shirt with "My name is Merlin" on it?
I doubt it.
Then how the hell am I supposed to know his name just by looking at him? Huh?
Fair. It's a fair question.
So, what are you doing here?
I am having my break.
Yeah, I mean, when you finish your break.
When I finish my break, an interesting concept, monsieur.
You'll probably need to think about it.
I could have another cigarette while I consider. Perhaps tomorrow too.
Okay, let me put things differently. What were you hired to do here?
I was hired to keep the archaeological dig in the basement of this building clear of debris and to touch up damage to the door frames with my little
Damage.
bust of paint. It's a very responsible job. Unfortunately, I'm not a very responsible person.
So what do you know about the excavation?
I know they won't let me in to do my job. I would complain to my union, but
You couldn't be bothered to join.
right. Tell you what, though, I'm surprised at the sort of people interested in this excavation.
What's
These are the bad guys that
unusual
told
about
them
the
you
visitors
can't
to
go
the
in so they can do
excavation?
stuff.
None of
Possibly,
them look
yeah.
like archaeologists to me.
Do you know what an archaeologist looks like?
Three-piece suits, crocodile-eyed attaché cases, Rolex oyster.
But no archaeologist dresses like that.
Quite right, monsieur, quite right.
So, who are they?
Who cares as long as they pay me?
What does the word Templar suggest to you?
Templar?
Nothing.
What does this mean to you?
Be seeing you.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Why, monsieur?
Hey, monsieur! Get away from my paint pot!
Okay.
Okay.
I should think so. Meddling with a man's paint pot. Pah!
How could I? Oh, hello. What's this?
I couldn't see any use for a collection of dirt and half bricks. The doorway led to an old utility closet that had lost its door. There was nothing interesting in there. I couldn't get to the door while the guard was there.
Hello, guard.
It's a note
Hi.
there that could be read.
Excuse me?
Oui?
Oui.
So, what exactly are you doing here?
I'm guarding. You expect to find me shearing sheep?
Take it easy. I just didn't realize you were a guard. I'd like to know what you're guarding, please.
That's a secret.
It wouldn't happen to be an archaeological site, would it?
Are you asking me or telling me?
I'm telling you.
Then why ask?
I had a feeling this was no normal hole in the ground. What do you know about the Knights Templar? There was a long pause during which the guard said nothing. Then he said,
Nothing.
Nothing at all?
Is this a test?
What, like a history pop test?
No, like a test.
Okay, yes, it's a test.
Then I know absolutely nothing about the Templars.
I'm going through with Lisa. We're watching Better Call Saul for the first time. We're about 4 episodes in, but one of the thing is there's one of the characters, Mike, is a guard that Saul has to contend with each day, which reminds me of this. But last night's episode mentioned something that I'd never even thought about. Have you ever seen it, Steve? Have you ever seen Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul?
No, I sort of missed them. They're never on anything that I could watch anyway.
Right. So the character's name is Saul Goodman, right? And last night it actually revealed, like, his real name is actually like James McGill, but that was his sort of like, he changed his name to Saul Goodman. And he was basically walking down an alley with a guy, and the guy goes, "What's your name?" And he goes, "Saul." And he goes, "Saul?" And he goes, "Yeah, Saul Goodman. Saul Goodman." And it's just like brain explosion. But that was like, we had watched all of Breaking Bad, knew this character back to back, heard his name was Saul Goodman, and never ever put together that it's Saul Goodman. It's, yeah, crazy stuff.
That's clever because I didn't think of it either.
Yeah.
I got this plaster from Ireland.
Not an exciting souvenir.
Have you seen this man before? You have?
No.
I thought better of showing him the chalice. He might be on the conspiracy's payroll, and I didn't want to risk it.
That's a fair point.
You have...
A sudden urge to sing. Care to join me?
No singing in here.
Yeah, it's like the Phoenix Down moment. Exactly, Tongs. Although, I never got done by the Phoenix Down, like, trick. Because I always knew feathers to be down. Weird. I appreciate everyone that was shocked by it, though.
That wasn't like life-changing, but I never seen it that way just because the down has that other meaning. It's like I knew what down was, but I never thought of feathers. Like it just down because I interpreted it as being down. That I would maybe never think of what that name could otherwise mean or the word could otherwise mean. So that's why I knew what down was, but still didn't associate that with like a feather down.
Get ready for the tissue, ladies and gentlemen.
Look, a tissue stained with grease paint.
Ah, just what I've always wanted.
Oh, really?
If you give me that, you can enter through the door.
Really?
Of course not. What would I want with an old tissue?
Damn, I got excited for a second.
I like because we haven't actually asked if we can go in, but it's the game going checking
100% certified. Got him.
George is giving it away though by saying it's got grease paint on it. Before he was like, "Hey, check out my sewer tissue," and everyone was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, it was like, I'm not going to say what it is because it's grosser if you don't know.
Luna, since you haven't watched the previous episode or been in for the previous episodes, there's a bug in this game that plays a random goat sound, like for absolute no reason. Just the goat will whinny, bar. What do goats do? They make a noise anyway. And that's
Bray?
Bray. Bray. Pray.
Think. Bray. I think.
Not sure.
Maybe not. This gadget
we found a goat in the game, so we think it's just like 2 sound files or 2 sound effects are just muddled up in the references, so it plays the goat instead of something. I think it played the other sound effect while the goat was there. Like Like I got the two mixed swapped.
Well, it seemed that the goat always noised when we were using the sewer key on things. So, I don't know.
Okay.
Do you recognize this name?
Merlin.
No.
No.
The guard was being amazingly evasive. It was going to take more than goodwill to get past him.
Okay.
Talk to you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Oh, what's this?
And news of doing
Do
stuff.
you mind if I use the phone?
Be my guest. I'm paid to guard this door. The phone can look after itself.
Hi, Nico?
Georges, what have you discovered?
Nothing yet.
Nothing. Is something wrong?
No.
Georges, why are you calling me?
Oh, no reason.
Ooh.
I just wanted to hear your voice.
You did? Well, this is my voice saying, don't bother me, I'm busy.
Oof.
Oh.
Right.
That was the thing. I don't know if I mentioned on the last episode, or maybe it did a bit. There was that scene where both of them were talking in the apartment, where one of them would come onto the other and get rejected, only for later in the scene the other one came onto the other person and then got rejected. Like it was a very weird back and forth. Because he did something similar to that. But then later on she goes, oh, you know, it's sort of just by myself. Like something very obviously he should catch on and go, oh, would you like to, like, and he just didn't take it.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
kinda
remember
weird.
that. Maybe, yeah. Guys, there was a goat. Do you forget the goat? It was in Ireland.
Yeah, in the castle, we got over the wall with the sewer key. Used the sewer key to boost us over the wall, and then there was a goat, and we tangled its lead up into some machinery so that it had less rain, basically stranding the goat even more so that it couldn't butt us out of the way of going into the pit.
Yeah. DG, welcome in. I do have my voice back. There is a little tickle here and there, but things are going well. How are you doing?
There was a closed door with toilet scratched into the cheap veneer.
Toilet?
That door's locked, monsieur.
Well, if it's locked, give me the key, good sir.
Hi again.
I am
What is
busting.
it?
I'd like to use the washroom, but the door's locked.
Oh, that's no problem. You can have the key.
Thanks.
Well, it's
I
lovely.
thought he was being sarcastic again.
Oh.
The door was locked.
Oh, come on, game. You're smarter than that.
It's got to get you to work for it.
Yeah, it does. All right, what do we got in here? We've got...
Old coal-fed boiler room.
It's to warm the toilet seat. We've got that on our bidet in our ensuite. We've got the old Japanese toilet that warms the seat for you. It's delightful. It's not coal powered though.
Oh.
What the hell is this?
It's gonna be one of those
Is that a
weird...
potato?
If it wasn't this type of game, I would have thought it was a weird mini game of like scrubbing something.
Oh boy.
It's a bit
Dirty
of soap.
soap. How do they do that?
How do they make soap dirty? Is that what he's asking?
The taps were rusty. Oh boy. The cold taps washer looked to have failed. It was just dribbling down the sink.
What if it's that old... Remember the old trick where you put the key in the soap to make an imprint? Oh, we've got the plaster of Paris. Would that make a key though?
Oh.
I don't know.
Perhaps I could make a copy of the key.
Hey. That was a yuck sound.
I think you can do that in
Key had made a
soap, but
clear imprint in the soap. The bar of
it
soap
would make a little bit
had
more
the
sense with the
imprint
plaster of
of a
Paris.
key in it.
Let's see.
I knew keeping that plaster was a good idea.
Plaster key seems insane.
This is like the escapist.
With the plaster and the imprint, I was on the right lines. I had filled the key's imprint in the soap with dry plaster.
Guess now...
I think in
I didn't want
escapist
to carry
you
a bar of dirty soap around with
melt
me.
down like a plastic fork or something with a lighter and then use the melted plastic in the mold.
That would have been in a movie somewhere for sure. I don't remember which one it is though.
The thing felt really hot.
Oh, the game escapist.
Big
That's what you
demands
do.
seemed to be being made on it.
Oh. Do I have the... Hang on.
I'd filled the key's imprint in the soap with dry plaster.
And we use it with a dryer.
You can't make a cast without wetting the plaster.
Gotta wet it first.
Oh, it looked like it was already done.
But wet plaster alone does not make a cast.
No, but this...
I used the dryer to speed up the process.
Oh, what's he doing there?
Someone from your chair is looking.
Well, it had taken a while, but I had made myself a completely unconvincing plaster key. Way too fragile to use in a lock. I'd have to substitute it
that's
for the
smart.
real one. Trouble was, it looked like plaster and not metal. Then again,
Coal?
that plaster statue in Syria hadn't looked like stone.
Oh, we're gonna
until
use the
I
greasy
put a bit
tissue
of
again.
oil with it. Maybe I could improve the key as well.
Oh yeah.
The first key. Oh no.
I didn't need to use the soap again.
Oh, where's the... Oh, there it
It's
is.
in your bedroom, yep.
Okay, cool.
Maybe not.
Really?
Can we use the key with the coal?
Yeah. Is there... Oh, there is a coal thing.
The thing felt
Maybe
really
use the tissue
hot.
in the coal? So
Big
then rub it
demands
against the
seemed
key?
to be being made on it.
Maybe. Yeah, let's try that. Tissue in the boiler? Maybe it's rusty?
The thing felt really hot. Big demands seemed to be being made on it.
Piss tissue.
Piss tissue, yes. Okay, what if we go...
Is it in the toilet?
Maybe not.
Just like get all like the cruft in the toilet onto the key, and then give it back to the guy.
In
Maybe
here?
like a stick. Yeah, maybe like a stink palm.
Oh, that's filthy.
Being in a charming comfort station like this made me think fondly of the toilet in Syria. That place was kept in pretty good order. At least, it had been until I vandalized it. Still, it was all for a good cause.
Okay. What's this thing?
I couldn't imagine what I'd achieved by turning the dial. A thermostat was mounted over a radiator. The
okay.
radiator was pumping out heat as the thermostat was cranked right over to full. No wonder it was warm in here, even with the door open to the chill of fall. Hi again.
What is it?
It sure is hot in here.
I have to have the door open to allow the workmen access, so why not? I turn the heat up.
You could wrap up warm.
I have my gloves if it gets cold, but why bother when it's warm anyway?
Unfortunately, no Dr. PP today. I would love it. I'm sure Steve would love to see me drink it.
Yeah.
But alas, I didn't get to the store. And I can't do it for Saturday's stream because you just can't drink soft drink in the morning. It's just not a thing you can do. No heathen.
What rule is that?
What do you mean?
Not a rule I've ever followed.
Bullshit.
No
12
soft drink in the
o'clock.
morning.
Yeah, 12 o'clock. Anytime before there, if you want caffeine, you go for coffee. You do not drink soft drink in the morning. What are you talking about?
You don't. Do you want a big caffeine hit if it's not for work?
Oh, no way. What?
That's just something to pep you up, but not like because that puts you in work mode when you have coffee.
Like an animal, exactly, Psycho.
Talk to you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
He just turned it down anyway.
I turned
Hey,
the
he's
heating
not
off.
asleep.
Oh, he's put on
As
gloves.
I'd hoped, the guard put his gloves on.
Why would you hope that? What are you getting at here?
Maybe it's his fetish.
Okay, we got to give the guard back his keys at least.
Hi again.
What is it?
Here's the keys. Thanks.
Merci, monsieur.
Artie, fine. There is a difference though. There is a loophole. The fact of the matter is you haven't gone to bed yet. So if you're still up, technically, it's kind of like the Gremlins thing, you know, where I think it's in Gremlins 2, they make the joke of if a gremlin had a sesame seed stuck in his teeth and it's after midnight and he eats that, or, you know, like a mogwai, does that, hang on, how does it work? Don't get them wet, they multiply when they're wet, but if they
turn
eat
into gremlins if they eat before midnight.
After midnight.
After midnight.
After midnight. Yeah.
That's weird because it doesn't specify when to. Like, they can't eat after midnight, but does that mean till dawn? But then also, midnight is a human concept, so why would a animal... Like, I can understand if it's sundown to sun out, but midnight is like this arbitrary human point in time.
That is not a good idea.
Talk to you later. Au revoir, monsieur.
Yeah, the stories of Dan Riker when he wakes up and just smashes a Mountain Dew straight out of bed, like, just almost make my spine turn in on itself. It's such a foul idea.
I mean, it's not, other than the fact that Mountain Dew's a weird choice. It's not that bad.
Hi, it's me again.
What now?
But I feel a bit weird when...
I made this key out of plaster.
There's that guy
How clever!
used to be roommates with. Used to drink 2 coffees in the morning just to get started. That kind of stuff was weird to me. It's like, that's such a huge caffeine just for a daily routine.
Caffeine's also, like, coffee is 0 calories, I guess, but not like artificial. Well, it depends on how you have coffee. Like, you know that I have coffee black as my heart. But if you're having sugars and things, whoa. Tell you what, guys, you've all met Rob Borelli before when we do our It Takes Two streams. He has 4 to 5 sugars in his coffee. 4 to 5.
It's like my nana. No, she at least had the excuse of her taste buds going.
Monsieur, get away from my paint pot.
Okay.
Well, the banana was
meddling with a man's paint
4 or 5
pot.
lumps of sugar in tea, not coffee. It ends up being mostly sugar water.
God, Artie, fine. No.
That's the life. Artie, fine. I approve at least.
Cooler.
Hello, Nico. It's me.
Hi, George. What's happening?
I'm at the excavation, but they won't let me in.
Damn. We need to know what's in there.
Don't worry. I've got a scheme. I'm going to need your help, though.
Okay. What do you want me to do?
I want you to keep somebody on the phone for a while.
Who?
A painter. I need to get at his pot.
Oh, okay.
Stay on the line. I'll go and get him.
Okay, weird.
I've got gaming news, at least from last time.
Mm-hmm.
Remember last time I said I was nearing the end of Legend of Zelda, the first game, the very first Nintendo game. So I beat it. I did end up beating it.
Nice.
And I'm on to second quest, and I'm a fair bit through second quest now. Which, do you know what that one is? Or do you want me to go into it?
Do you mean like Zelda 2 Link?
Nah, that's the second game. This is second quest on the first game.
No, what? Oh.
So,
are you doing a no-death run or a no-hit run or something?
Nah, so I only found this out recently. The one thing I knew when I was a kid is if you typed in Zelda as Link's name, there'd be slight differences.
Oh, really?
Slight differences. And I knew that as a kid, didn't know why, but I found out recently. So what happened is the developer, there was either a miscommunication between the lead developer and the lead programmer, or the lead programmer fucked up. But the lead designer was given the memory constraints, which he had to work within. Only to find out after they'd made the game that the estimate he'd been given was half of what the actual memory available was.
Okay.
So he's realised that it's just going to use up half the memory. So in order to take advantage of it, he just did a copy and paste of the entire game, modified the dungeons to be much, much bigger, and then moved them around on the world map, so the dungeons are different places and the order that you do stuff is different. So it's almost like when, I think, friends of ours play those Link to the Past randomizers. It's almost like a run of that where just things are moved around in a different order.
Right.
And then the dungeons themselves are scrambled, all individually made for second quest and much when I read it, it's like, oh, a bit more difficult. So it's like, okay. I only just start playing it, and the first dungeon at least reminded me of a ROM hack. It is so freaking hard.
Oh wow.
It was like room after room of like, are you fucking kidding me? And now it's gotten better because I'm starting to level up in relation to, because there's several dungeons future that you're running into enemies. But now it's getting better as you're leveling up, like it evens out a bit. But I thought it reminded me of ROM hack. The first time running it, I've gone, this is serious. But yes, that second quest, you have to finish the game before you can play the second run through, where it's different and harder. But that's where the Zelda thing came in. If you want to skip the first run through of the game, you type in Zelda as Link's name, and it takes you straight to second quest.
Okay.
And that's the thing we roughly knew as a kid.
Funny thing is, whenever Lisa plays Zelda games, she always calls Link Zelda anyway, out of spite. So she could be unintentionally making the game more difficult for her.
Was another Steve back.
But my bugbear is, regardless of gender, I should be able to choose Link with pink hair. That's...
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Nintendo's official thing is he doesn't have pink hair, despite...
Depends he's his hat or something.
It's me again. What?
Yeah, one of the games. He has like an errant magenta pixel under his hat.
You've got a phone call.
For me? Are you certain?
It's a woman. She sounded hot.
What woman? She must be mistaken, monsieur.
Well, she asked for that hunk of a man with the nicotine fingers in his ass hanging out of his pants.
Certainly sounds like me. Stand back. It wouldn't do to keep the lady from her hunk.
Nicotine fingers are so gross. So gross. Or even like if you've got a mustache, the nicotine mustache where it just turns all the hairs gold.
Or nicotine walls where it's slightly yellower than what it should be.
Ooh. So I'm guessing we go to the toilet now again, borrow the keys, go in, dry the... Oh no, he's turning it over.
Monsieur, what a strange woman. She was all over me and then suddenly, nothing but abuse.
Really?
What? Abuse? Ah well, I have a cigarette to finish. And monsieur, if she calls again, I am not available.
Maybe they're nicotine stains on his shirts and pants, not actual paint.
I think it's his standard work.
Hi again.
What is it?
Things.
It's like, yeah, that's great. Now, I don't know too much about, like, you know, memory constraints and all that, but isn't, like, the old games when pixels would flash because of that, right? Like, one of the reasons?
I'm not sure. It might be a specific console you're thinking about where that's what it ends up doing.
I've just seen it in many old stuff where you get hit and the pixels will flash, or if there's too much shit going on the screen at one time, the sort of refresh rate of the pixels will be weird.
I need to use the toilet again.
Again? Already?
I have this problem. How technical do you want me to get?
Never mind. Here's the key.
All right, go in here.
The door was locked.
Oh, come on, George. Okay. So... Oh, maybe it's dry already.
Yeah, it's dry. We gotta dirty it up.
I'd substituted the fake key for the excavation key.
Didn't need to.
It looked okay,
this is great.
but felt false.
All right.
I wonder if that's something we got to do, or whether it's just him projecting about it being fake.
Hi again.
What is it?
I held my breath and hoped that he wouldn't notice the substitution. Here's the keys. Thanks.
Merci, monsieur.
Just like Steve, Ardifine. Just like Steve. Okay.
Talk to you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
There was actually the meeting yesterday. The boss started
Nico.
talking
It's me
about...
again.
I'd guessed. What do you want this time?
What did you say to the painter?
I shan't repeat it, Josh.
Look, I need to get the guard out of the way. Could you call back and ask him to get the painter again?
Okay, I'll call back soon.
Hello?
This looked like a good place to watch things develop.
Or I could have stayed down there and used the key on the door.
Hey, you! It's the phone.
Yeah, who is it?
How should I know? What am I, your social secretary?
It's not a chick, is it?
Yes, it's a woman. Are you going to answer it?
Does she have a warm, sensual voice like molten chocolate?
Yes, she has a really sexy voice. Now get a move on.
I'm not talking to her.
I can see that. You're wasting time talking to me.
No, you don't understand. I refuse to talk to her.
You refuse. You refuse. I'm wasting valuable time.
Don't make me laugh. Your time valuable? You just stand around all day.
George is just a sucker for
an
fights.
irresponsible job. Don't me, you elephantine oaf. My job is important.
Impossible. They would have hired somebody competent in that case.
Meaning what?
Instead of which they hired a dismal rent-a-cop like you. All epaulettes and no brains.
Why, you...
This looked set to carry on for some time. It was too good an opportunity to miss.
Yeah, it is, George. Alright, knowing you... Sacre bleu. I wonder if French people hate it when non-French people say like sacre bleu and all that in the same way that I guess I hate it when people say crikey as if Australians say crikey all the time.
I couldn't see anything useful to do with the planks.
Or shrimp on the barbie.
Oh, shrimp on the barbie is the worst because that was invented by Americans.
Yeah. Doesn't annoy me, but it's always weird.
Yeah. Oh, I thought I was going to get that for sure.
There was no doubt about it. It was the same sort of idol I'd seen in Syria, Baphomet. The Templars had certainly been through here.
Never Artie Fine. Only Steve Irwin, and I think that was just his catchphrase.
Yeah, that's him doing I think it used to, I think it's just come out of usage, and even then it's probably like certain socioeconomic sort of groups that said it. Well, it could be regional, but I think even there it's mostly fallen out.
I was actually watching something the other night, and it made me think of it, that where the characters constantly said, "Excuse my French," when they were swearing. And I'm thinking that would also annoy the shit out of me if I was French. It's kind of such an insult to consider that all their language is just swear words.
Yeah, that's a British thing, but I've never understood what that is. Like, is a insinuation that French people swear constantly?
No, I think it just means that their language sounds bad. I think that was...
Yeah, maybe.
Close up, the pattern didn't make any sort of sense.
Puzzle?
It fanned out around an axis point, a kind of focus to one side.
There's a little hole here. Maybe we can put the chalice there. Yeah. Oh, it's so shiny.
There it was, decoded by the curves of the chalice, the image of a church.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, it's not a palace. A cool idea, though.
I found out what the chalice was for.
You've solved the puzzle?
Yeah, there was a distorted picture at the Baphomet site. When I viewed it in the polished surface of the chalice, it changed.
What did it show?
A picture of a church with a square tower.
Can you imagine if it was still dirty if we didn't get it polished by the priest?
Yeah.
We wouldn't have got that answer. We would have put it down and just like, oh, guess it's nothing.
Although, would we have been... I'm trying to think. Because we needed him to polish it in order to see the mural, the lead lighting image. Did that lead us there? So, could we have gotten there with the dirty chalice?
Well, we'd get there with the dirty chalice for sure. But it's just the matter we wouldn't have seen the reflection.
Yeah.
Because we got there via that stupid biblical... No, we got it there by speaking to... What's his name? Andre.
Thing, yeah.
We should have used the dirty tissue to polish it, for sure. Oh, didn't you see that, Artie Fine? Oh, okay. Yeah, you were there. You were just playing along. Mm-hmm. Got excited for a second where we got to explain the whole priest polish to you, but you know what's going on. All right, let's see.
I guess I'd better return the chalice.
And Chad is
Hurry back,
his wrist
George.
action. His advanced, skilled wrist action.
Where was Villa de Vasco? Oh, that was in Spain, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Better return this chalice. Better go on an international flight.
No, this guy's missed the money bags.
He is. Just like all Americans. Oh, he's hose again.
I think she told him to let us come and go. Like,
yeah. He looks a little bit like Mo Sislak there.
Yeah. Otherwise, feet are drawn. I can we walk into the screen in order to talk to him.
Damn straight we do. That's how we do things around here.
How's tricks?
Senor Stobart, how pleasant to see you. You are well.
Didn't you do that once, just as a, not really a prank, but just as a weird thing to do?
It's okay, I know the way.
Someone's, yeah, once someone's watering the garden, you just walk in front of the hose and go, hey, how's it going?
No, you don't.
I was impolite on our first meeting.
Look, Lopez, just forget about it. I came on like a snake oil merchant. I wouldn't have trusted me in your shoes.
You do not understand.
It is a power move.
Finding the chalice has given my lady a new lease of life.
It reminds me of a guy in Deep Space Nine that plays the Cardassian general.
The tradesmen are saying that she is on Prozac.
And the actor's also in Total Recall a little bit.
So the Countess feels that the curse...
I know who you're talking about. The guy that sweats in Total Recall.
Strongly. Your discovery of the chalice was proof that the Templars never abandoned the Deep
I was watching someone, they pointed him out. It's like, holy shit. Because he's a big character in Deep Space Nine, but he's like the second in command of... So he's basically Michael Ironside. Is that his name? Yeah. It's his second in command, so he's always in the background, but it's like, oh shit, that is the Star Trek guy when you actually see it.
Okay. Grease tissue.
Look at this tissue.
Yeah.
Why? I'd like your opinion on it.
Okay.
Gary, no, gold
oily deposit on it.
That's grease paint.
Oh, I wouldn't like that on my
Eric's
face.
the spy.
It stinks of solvent.
The Taylor spy.
Stray spark, and your head might blow up.
I don't think it's quite that flammable.
And...
maybe not. Catch you later, Lopez.
Adios, Senor Stobart.
Yeah.
Oh, what's this? Grab the hose.
Especially like the bit with his daughter, and he had a better relationship with Kira because of his daughter.
30 yards of hose
All that stuff was so good, and then it just slid the other way again.
Ooh.
It was a small mirror hanging over the sink. It was just a little utility room with no exit, unless you counted the window, and I didn't.
No, can't do a prank. Aye. Hello, love.
Senor Stobart, oh, what a pleasure. Please, sit down.
Hi, Countess. The pleasure's all mine. I've brought back your chalice.
Why? You've had it cleaned.
Sure have, by a priest.
Yeah, I met an obliging priest with a soft cloth.
Have you resolved the Templar mystery?
No, not yet. I don't even know what it is I'm after.
Oh,
There are
that's the kind
many
of mystery.
stories of the night secreting great wealth away.
Whatever. All I know is I don't want the bad guys to get it.
To be young and live in a world of moral absolutes.
Oh, it's the clock again.
I thought the most pressing thing would just be tell her, hey, we found the missing night.
Yeah, true.
I discovered
frustrates
something
me in games,
amazing
like-
with that chalice in
I think
Paris.
it's mostly games where things like this, where you know you're excited for this character to go, hey, I found blah, but that's what it doesn't go that way. It goes because of the dialogue trees.
There can be no mistake.
This pressing thing the person doesn't talk about.
matches the one on the tomb.
Incredible.
I think we can go to
You
Mausoleum
have my
next.
most
Maybe that'll do it.
profound thanks. I must go there as soon as possible.
Yeah? Well, I'd be happy to show you the city.
Ooh, take her on a night on the town, eh? Huh?
There's something else that I discovered.
There you go.
Carved on Don Carlos's tomb. Biblical references.
What are the references, Senor Stobart?
Psalms 32:7, Corinthians.
This
I
is
am
the
not
first time
good
she
enough
said that
scholar
he's
to know the Bible chapter and verse.
we found
I
his
meant,
thing, but she just
what
goes, oh,
are
what was
the
written on the tomb?
quotations?
You know, I
It's
forgot to
completely
ask the
neutral.
priest. Does this tissue mean anything to you?
Where is this line of questioning going?
Nowhere helpful.
Oh.
That is not a good idea.
So there's a Bible in the
I'll look
mausoleum.
around if that's okay.
My home is your home. I shall remain here.
Ooh, we got a new home. That's pretty good.
Just pay for a trip from the bottomless bank account.
What do we want to go back to the priest for?
Something to do with the Bible that
No,
she
the
said-
Bible's in here.
Something to ask him back because I missed it, but he goes, I forgot to ask him that.
It was the Spanish Bible I borrowed from the mausoleum.
Oh, okay. What about this?
Now what? There was nothing to snuff. Feeling like an idiot, I put it down again.
Yeah, because we use that for something. So the thing above.
Oh. Hang on. Hang on. A memory just went. I think we have to use Old Mate. We do have to use Old Mate.
What the fuck is he doing?
Because it's flammable. The discussion with things. I think we can, light this up. Hell yeah. I hope that's not the end of Old Mate, though. Come on, please be in the inventory.
I don't know what just happened. I just had to cook it.
Oh no! Old Mate's yellow!
The tissue was pretty charred, but the grease paint had done most of the burning.
So now we have a little... Looks like a cracker. Little fortune cookie.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, poor one.
Yeah, no, it is a piss tissue.
Oh no.
We could just go to the garden and go, hey, I just made this in the toilet.
Hanging from the ceiling was a huge yellowed candle. It looked really old and had never been lit.
Didn't we just light this? Hang on one second.
No, because it wasn't lit when he did the thing, and it suddenly set on fire, and then went out again. Oh no, he's lighting it on that. It's just the graphics don't show up.
Oh, it's going out because of the window.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
But it still refers to it as looking like it's never been lit when it actually has been.
Yeah.
Technically.
We have second wind on the piss tissue, thankfully. It is now known as the piss tissue. Maybe. Oh no, we're gonna keep. I'm gonna keep the emote of the piss tissue in its original form. It's been through the game with us in that form.
And it was kind of gross when it was a miscellaneous tissue from the sewer. before he found out it was grease paint. Now it looks like a piece of tissue, but it seems cleaner because now it's, if anything, it's cleaner than it was before after it was burnt.
Do. Ooh. Cutscene city limits.
Yep. Stand under it and hold your head up with your mouth open, catch the wax.
Ooh,
Oh.
what's this? Hello.
How long is he waiting there?
The candle had burnt brilliantly, but only for a couple of minutes. Some kind of special formulation, I guess.
There you go.
It had yielded up
At least
this,
explained it.
a complex shape expertly cut in stone. I figured it was some kind of key.
Okay. Let's go talk to old lady, whatever her name is.
It's like, hey, you know that candle you've never lit? And it's been there for centuries? I just burnt it all away.
Yeah, it's gone. Hope it wasn't worth anything.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello again. Mind if I sit?
Please.
She looks a
be
bit
my
like
guest.
Alex Navarro. A little bit.
More like Drew Scanlon than Alex Navarro.
She looks like Drew Scanlon.
Oh, and I thought you meant the main guy.
No. It's Drew and Alex talking to each other.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so mean.
What do you make of this?
It looks like some sort of key. Where did you get it from?
It was buried inside the great candle in the mausoleum.
Inside it.
Yeah.
What have you done to it?
I, lit it.
But it is irreplaceable.
Listen, the candle was to be lit in case of Moorish attack, right? Well, it burnt down in no time and revealed this key thing. Maybe that was the real purpose of lighting the candle.
What are you suggesting?
That lighting the candle was the equivalent of break glass in case of emergency.
A sentiment must not stand in the way of solving this mystery. You did the right thing.
Except for the fact that he didn't know there was something in there. He just lit the candle.
I wouldn't have admitted it, I don't think. Did you see as well on the news? I don't really want to talk about this dude too much, but Elon Musk released a perfume recently that is called Burnt Hair. And apparently it smells exactly like burnt hair. Yep. Either that's true or I may have dreamt it, but I'm pretty sure it's true. I was sick, so maybe I had a fever dream about... Can someone Google that? That's a worry.
Here's the Bible from the mausoleum.
Very well. Let us begin. The first reference.
Psalms 32:7.
Thou art my hiding place. Thou shalt preserve me from trouble. Thou shalt compass me about with songs of deliverance. My hiding place.
Don't get your hopes up too high. This might just be leading us to where we found the chalice.
You are right, of course. The next.
Okay.
I mean, he could
John
have just looked
4:11.
up these verses
John
from the internet.
4.
I think this is a
11.
Spanish
Here. The
Bible.
well is
Yeah.
deep.
If you could look up Spanish
Quick.
Bible verses.
Okay. Corinthians 4:5.
Here it is. Will bring to light the hidden things. Any more?
Just one. Psalms again. 22:21.
Save me from the lion's mouth, for thou hast heard me from the horns of the unicorns. The last is confusing. Lions, unicorns, what does it mean?
I can't guess.
These countries.
Salient points seem to be a hiding place and a deep well. In no sense is the mausoleum a well, Senor Stobart.
Is there a well in the grounds?
I do not know. I suppose that there must have been once upon a time. Lopez is the man to ask about anything pertaining to the estate.
Okay, Lopez it is.
I was thinking a
I'll
little bit
look
more
around
seriously.
if That's okay.
My home.
It's not
is
quite the
yours.
Elon Musk perfume,
I
but
shall remain here.
buying a bottle of Crystal Skull vodka.
Oh, it's Dan Aykroyd. I'd have no problem doing that. In fact, I've got a little tiny bottle, like a little baby skull version. I haven't opened it yet, though. Yeah.
The thing that made me think of doing it, because I've heard that it's actually high quality, like it's actually decent. So the thing I was thinking of is next time, like the round for movie night or something, there's a couple of other people of like not drinking the whole thing, but like doing shots to see what it's actually like.
Or drinking the whole thing.
Or that.
I'm okay for
Although
it.
how much it costs, I would hope maybe not in one night, but
I wonder how much. You should Google it and see how much it costs. That'd be interesting.
I think much before that, I think I'd heard of like the price and gone, oh shit. But
if it's under $100, I'd probably get it.
I think it was just over 100 was what I remember it.
Okay.
Hi, Lopez. Got a minute?
Certainly, senor. How can I help you?
Look, I guess Saiku, there's a good and a bad with that. It's bad the fact that he made that burnt hair perfume, but it's good that I didn't dream it and it was actually something I'd read.
So from Dan Murphy's 700 mil,
there is to know about this place.
$93.
See, I have lived my whole life here in the service of the De Vasconcelos.
Do you know of a well anywhere around here?
A well? Si, senor. This used to be a fortified villa. How can you last a siege without water?
Great. So where is it?
How should I know? The well was covered over in the last century. It was dangerous, you see.
And you have no idea where it was?
None. It was hidden even before my grandfather's time.
The funny thing is, like, these guys are hearing us talk about bottles of vodka for $93, and they're probably thinking to themselves, dude, you can get that from like the store down the road for like $20. We have such huge tax on alcohol here, it's crazy.
There's that, but also his stuff is expensive, like it is. I think partly name, but from what I heard was it's actually quality also. Like it's not just because it's the Dan Aykroyd vodka. It's not just the name alone. It is high quality.
Yeah, one way to find out.
You must have a vague idea of where the well is.
It must have been in the old house's courtyard, so that would put it around here.
Here? Okay. How do we find it?
There might be a way. Let me think about it.
Any ideas yet?
We are looking for a source of water, see?
Yes?
For generations, the Spanish country folk have had a secret way of locating water, even if it is meters beneath the ground.
You're not talking about water dowsing,
the 50
are you?
mils. That's where the one you're talking
you
about.
get a stick and walk around until the stick twitches and dig there?
Oh, you've heard of it.
Yeah, I think most of the planet has. Okay, let's get a stick.
Uno momento. It must be a special stick. A Y of hazel.
Right. Do you have any hazel trees?
See. Here. That is hazel.
What is hazel? You didn't point to anything, did you? Is this hazel?
I went over to find a suitable stick. I don't believe it. There wasn't a single usable Y-shaped branch on the whole damn thing.
Really? Come on, Lopez.
Hi, Lopez. Got a minute?
Certainly, senor. How can I help you?
Oh, damn.
Catch
Maybe
you later,
there's another
Lopez.
hazel tree.
Adios, senor Toba.
Someone moved on. Maybe there's a tree over here. Run, George, run. Is this a hazel? Well, could be.
I went over to find a suitable stick. Aha!
Yay! Alright.
This is supposed to be a divining rod.
Yes. Yep.
Hi, Lopez. Got a minute?
Certainly, senor. How can I help you?
Show us your magic.
Well, I got my divining rod. Now what?
Simplicity itself, senor. Hold the wand at the upper ends of the Y. Apply a little tension with your wrists so that the slightest movement of the wand's tip is clear, and walk slowly and steadily over the area.
I wonder how people thought this was believable.
We'll find this well in no time.
It starts off as just a superstition because, like with building a well, you've got nothing better to do than just dig and hope for water, and there's just a probability of whether it shows or not.
Didn't Graham have to use a divination stick in King's Quest V in the desert? Or am I imagining that?
Maybe. I don't remember how we got through the desert.
Psycho would know.
So imagine something like... imagine something like Monkey Island 1, where with the head of the navigator. It's got the Lost Wood style constant screens, but you use it on each screen to figure out which way to go.
This is it. This is where we find the secret of the Templars, hidden here for hundreds of years, lost from the sight of man until now. The mystery is revealed.
It's a tin can.
I've been walking up and down with a twig in my hands, looking for a tin can.
It had water in it. That's what the dowsing stick must have detected.
I'd have to check with an archaeologist, but I don't think the Templars left that.
In truth, Senor Stobart, the loan was laid many, many years ago. This can could date back to the Napoleonic Wars.
Get rid of it and I'll try it again.
What?
Lopez threw the can
Look at
away.
his...
It seemed to fall an awfully long way.
Oh.
The splash at the end confirmed what we both suspected. Well, I'll be a monkey's
But if it's not
uncle.
buried, then how does he not know it's
It
there?
has been here all the time. All those years and nobody found
He's
it.
a shit.
Stood in awe for a moment,
Groundskeeper
marveling
is.
at the secrets all around us.
I could have fallen down that.
Ooh, cutscene.
Oh, Jesus! I would not trust that at all.
No. Not at all.
The well had been lost for decades at least. The air was cool after the noon sun, but that's not what gave me goosebumps.
I wouldn't
have
trust him as a person,
really bad
and I wouldn't
feeling
trust him
about
with the
this.
strength to hold us up, like on both counts.
You know what we haven't done in a long time? Alright.
Sometime in antiquity, there'd been a rock slide. Big
Excellent.
ones. I wished I'd had a hard hat. From a distance, the lion's head had been impressive. Close up, it was frightening. Hey, one of the fangs is a separate piece.
Pull the tooth out.
I could hear the sound of a lot of stone moving, and I knew I was in danger.
Oh, maybe saved it at that time.
Oh, very funny, you psychos!
Senor Stobart! Senor Stobart! Are you all right?
It's okay, Lopez, I'm fine!
Hey, susto me has dado! You gave me a scare!
Nice try, Templars.
Imagine yelling, like, in the booth.
Oh yeah. At least in that stage, that place you'd get somewhere that has an echo. Like
It was a
acoustics.
long way down. The brilliant midday sun shone
Hey,
almost
Lieutenant Andy.
directly down the shaft. and I
Andy,
still couldn't
welcome
see
in.
the water.
Good to see you. We have not found the sword yet, if there is a sword. We're on our way.
There's
though.
reference to the broken sword. It's the MacGuffin of the whole.
Yeah,
I guess
we
of course
just,
it's a
we just
MacGuffin,
don't
it's
have
in
it in our
subtitle.
inventory. We do have a sewer
it's a-
key though. That could be the sword all along. Imagine if it was. That's the,
That'd be
the
amazing.
broken sword. Let's hope.
That would be so stupid. I would actually be impressed, or I would actually like that.
For sure. It used to be a sword back in the Middle Ages, but they melted it down in the factory.
I wished that I had Leary's flashlight now. It was too dark to see, and I had to rely on touch. It just
And the
felt like
greyspan
a
thing is
pitted
the
stone
handle that
wall.
was unwrapped.
I'd almost been killed for the sake of a red herring.
Oh yeah, same. I worked it out earlier today. It's been 25 years since I played this. 25 years on PlayStation 1.
And what was the red herring there?
He can't. We need light in this room. There's light here. We use the mirror. I remember this.
I realized I could use the mirror to reflect the light from above. There, in the middle of the door, I could see some kind of socket. It looked like this wasn't quite the dead end it had seemed.
Hell yeah. That's right, Psyche. Fate of Atlantis. Man, isn't it crazy? Like, we even had your friend's guide, but the guide didn't work because there's different branching paths based on how you actually played. It's such a cool idea.
Now I knew what I was looking for. It only took a few moments to find it. And there it was. A worked socket. As smooth and perfect as if it had been carved only yesterday.
We would probably use this.
I slid the stone
not
key
the silk
into the
key?
lock.
No.
There were buttons that turned
Oh,
the
shit.
dials.
13, 14? 14, 13.
No, 14. No, 13, 14, because it was LXXX, so I guess once more. And 14, which is IV. Next IV.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It's slowly getting there.
Oh, yeah, IV, yeah.
That should be it.
I must have made a mistake.
Oh.
The lock spun back to neutral and nearly took my fingers off. I was going to have to start from scratch again.
Oh, do we have to lock in one at a time, maybe? Rather than both? This one, right?
Oh, no, wait, I'm getting it mixed up. Because those have X's as well. So LXXX, no. LCCC was 1300.
There's none with C's
Which
here.
isn't there at all.
What are we basing this on then? Like, I thought that would be the sure thing.
Yeah, so it can't be the year.
Okay. X. Oh, there's C.
Yeah, it wasn't actual decision, Andy. It was there's like some of the, like, because it's point and clicks have like the puzzles. Some of the puzzles, there were two solutions, and depending on which solution you ended up falling on, it would deviate hugely.
Yeah, it was brains and brawn, I think, is what they used. So if you were
And
using
there
your
might have been there might have been a third one, but yeah, those were in the walkthrough. Those were the two main. The first split was a brains path and a brawn path.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was. Okay. Oh, maybe it'll tell us directly.
Yeah. Because MCCC wasn't L. I was trying to think because I knew the L was.
Where are you seeing that? Is that written there?
No, just from memory, because M is actually 1,000, not L.
Oh, we're using this. I was using these controls, but that's for the puzzle. Okay. Oh, here it is. Oh, unless it's LXXXI. Oh, hang on. What? Okay. Right side of the inscriptions of the
Oh,
numerals.
so this is different because this was the inscription. These were the numerals when we were trying to find the passages, the psalm, and these were just around the margins. So it's different from the year that the person died.
Right.
But then I don't know. That doesn't help me with figuring out.
Gosh. Around the inscriptions were numerals 14 and 27 at the top. We don't have to add them to... Oh, and then at the... I'm going to just try...
Maybe it's a combination lock. We have to do.
Oh, you reckon? Yeah, it probably is actually. Oh gosh. Okay.
Although XRV doesn't exist.
What's that's
Right
the
to the
wrong
bottom.
thing. This is going to take some pen and paper, I think. Okay.
Yeah, I was writing them down.
Oh, you were? Continue writing it down then.
So that's weird because one of the margins has 3 different letters. So I've written them all down.
With the directions as well?
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. I haven't written the directions. Yeah, those are the top group. I was grouping them, but not writing the directions.
So I think the top and the bottom might be red herrings, and it's just the left and the right. Would you think?
Yeah, because the bottom has 3, which doesn't help. So yeah, maybe go back to the puzzle. Okay, so
we'll have to reset it. Let me quickly do that.
Oh, not another mistake.
Okay, here we go. Oh, unless it's 2 different combinations.
yeah, because that doesn't help because there's no LXXXI, which is one of the numbers on the left. Or maybe we do have to add them. So
LXXX. There's. Oh, hang on. We could add these together. So, I'll just mess it up here. 1 second.
yeah, because the other number is V on the left.
Like this. That would equal LXXXI.
Yeah, except make it VII because you've got to add the other number, I guess, on the left.
Like this?
Yeah, let me try that.
Wrong again, Stobart.
Jesus.
He's very angry. Okay, so what I'm starting to think, what if it's a 4-digit combination?
Yep.
And we're adding the numbers on each side.
Right, and then you just... Okay.
So so 4 X's, which would be XL. XLIII. Is there one of those?
We could...
Oh, yeah, XL there.
Okay. Getting there. And then you reckon 3 is this next one? I went the wrong way.
Yeah,
It's all
3.
good. Like that?
Yep.
Another wrong combination.
Fucking George, settle down, mate. Oof. I'm going to quickly just click another one of these. You need to enter a series of numbers. Check the yeah, we've already done that. Enter each number, pressing the button after each to register it.
Oh, we do them separately. So we're just not adding them, but we're doing all the numbers.
Okay.
So XIV is the first one.
As in like X at the top and then IV here?
Yep.
Okay.
That's just the problem with this is going to just makes it take longer.
Yeah, that's right. Like this?
Yep.
I heard the sounds of the lock moving.
Okay, cool.
Either that or the wall was going to come down on my head.
Okay. 20 and then 7.
Okay.
So XX and then VII.
Okay.
VI just by itself. So just rotate around to the blank on top.
Damn.
Alright. Oh, it's probably.
You had to move you had to move the inner one. You were still on 7. You had to move it to 6.
Okay. I guess we got to do it again. What was it?
XIV is the first one.
Let's see. Which is the quickest way? Oh, yeah. Just one single X. Okay. And. Alright. Yep. And then XX7.
Yep.
Yep. And then you wanted me to go 6 and then blank at the top.
6 by itself. Yep.
Shit, wrong way. Yep.
L on top and then 31 on the bottom. Oh no, so it would be, so that'd be LXX. So 80 on top.
Okay, LXX.
And there's 1 on the bottom.
LXX and 1 at the bottom.
And 1 more X.
Oh, triple X?
Yep.
Alright. This puzzle is monotonous as hell. Because
Yeah.
imagine doing a combination like this. Alright, like this, yep.
Yep.
Yep. And I guess 1 more.
Right. Oh no, we're halfway through.
Oh, okay.
We're still a little bit less than halfway through.
Next
is 3 by itself.
Okay.
Blank on top.
Oh shit, it's the other way around.
Yeah. That's still pretty simple at least.
3.
Yep.
Okay.
Next one is just 1 by itself, so you have to move it over 2. Yep. 10 and 7, so XVII.
Where's 7 on here? Yeah. All good?
Yep.
Okay.
And then X2, so just move the inner one over to 2. Another top one.
Okay. 2's down there, yep. Oh, man. All right.
And 1 more, double XV. That should be, because that's 2, 2, 2, and 3. So that should be all of them.
Apparently not.
Oh,
Oh,
yes!
phew.
Bonus
Just have to
points
click
for that, I hope. I
The
knew the
middle.
old Stobart fingerwork wouldn't let me down.
Oh, jeez, George. Let that be known, that is maybe the worst puzzle I've ever seen in my life.
It's not the complete worst, but that was monotonous. And it was also, because the thing that made it hard to work out what the puzzle solution is, because you go, surely they don't want you to enter all of them. Like that's how monotonous it is the thing. Oh, ooh, chess puzzle! Like, the monotonous part of it is what makes
Before
it
I
hard
left,
to
though,
figure
there
out.
was one last thing to do.
Okay, no chess puzzle. The game just...
You won't be needing that replacement piece anymore, Countess. I found it with the children. You'll probably want to be alone for a while. I'll be out in the garden with Lopez.
That's, maybe that's skipped or something? Seems like we missed something. I don't know.
George, welcome back.
Ooh.
Come in,
Oh, he's
George.
moving in.
Good to see you again.
Is it?
Cutting our lunch. Maybe we're supposed to keep going and we accidentally
What did you
skipped
find
it.
in Spain?
Without Andre,
I didn't click
you
anything.
wouldn't
I
have
had
got
my
this far,
hands free.
George.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. The clues led to an underground chamber at the bottom of a well. The Templars had left a tapestry showing a chessboard. The white pieces were vastly outnumbered. There was a stream running across the board, and a Templar knight on a horse.
Does it mean anything to you, Andre?
No, nothing.
Maybe we should tell Andre what else you found, George.
There's a map and a Latin inscription to the west at the edge of the world.
George found
Imagine
that
if
in a
Andre
cave
was
in
Merlin.
Syria.
Yeah, where the assassin almost killed me.
Then we've got the burning of Jacques de Molay and the date, 1314.
From the window of the church in Montfaucon Square, one of the few places where nobody tried to kill me.
Then we have the image of a church that George found at the excavation. I don't recall anyone trying to kill you there either, George.
And finally we have the tapestry in Spain. Did I mention I almost got killed there?
Not yet, but I'm sure you're about to.
It was only my cat-like reflexes that saved me from certain death.
Cat-like reflexes, eh?
And while I was risking life and limb, where were you, Andre? Getting your glasses fogged up over an Etruscan vase?
That's enough, boys. Can we get back to saving the world?
Of course. My apologies.
He started it.
Well, the Latin phrase are the words of Julius Caesar. He was describing the island of Britain.
Are you sure? The map didn't look much like Britain.
How come Caesar described Britain as being at the edge of the world?
To the Romans, the Mediterranean was the center of the universe. Britain was a remote, unfriendly place, inhabited by blue-painted savages.
It hasn't changed much.
They've stopped painting themselves blue.
Except when they go to a football match.
They used an extract from a plant called woad, Isetis tinctoria. The Scots were using it until fairly recently.
Pictons, I think they're called, or pickies or something?
Fairly recently? I don't recall the Scots being at war with the English. How recently are you talking about?
You kidding?
I believe William Wallace's men used it in the 13th century. They might well have been using it as late as...
Jesus, George.
You can't remember, can you?
1314.
Ah, we're back onto that, are we?
Andre, what is
I
it?
think the
What do
joke
you
is
mean?
because they're into history. It's
1314
they're
in
referring to things as
Scotland,
being more recent
the Battle
than
of Bannockburn.
him. It's
That would
700 years
explain
ago,
the
but
stream on the chessboard. That's what a burn is. Right, Andre? As in Bannockburn?
Right, George. And it gets better. Tradition has it that the Scots were helped by a shock force of, well, can't you guess?
Knights Templar?
Yes, a group of outlawed Templars. They are said to have turned the tide for the Scots.
And it all ends at a church in the Isle of Britain at Bannockburn in a church.
What are we waiting for? I'll call a cab.
I can't go.
Andre, you've been loads of help, but...
What George is trying to say is that you shouldn't feel guilty.
I was?
We understand you've got commitments. Oh, listen, we have to hurry. Let's go, George.
We'll see it through. Oh, and, don't worry about us.
So petty, George.
I looked up a long play video and even the PS1 version cuts at that point that it cut for us.
Really? Oh, can't even save it. Interesting. So it's weird because they also did that cut as well, if you remember, there's a weird sort of time jump or something when they talked about George sleeping with the hanged man earlier in England, which no idea what that was about. All right.
The wizard. We're on Hogwarts
Pardon me?
Express.
She must be deaf.
yes, my dear.
Do you know what time we're due in Stirling?
6:15, but we're running 8 minutes late.
Is that suspicious as hell to anybody else?
Yeah, it's
Do you know what this
either
is?
supposed to be normal,
Yes,
but it's an
I
actor
do.
doing a bad
A young
Scottish
friend
accent.
of mine shook my hand with one just the other day.
Yeah? Well, that's outrageous. He should be shot.
Perhaps. Still, his intentions were good.
I'm sorry that you've been zapped by one of these things.
You shouldn't be.
Would you believe that this clown's nose led us to being on this train tonight?
I would indeed.
No, honestly, it... You would?
Certainly. You have an honest face.
Yep. That's a nose with a history, all right.
So you said.
Does the name Merlin mean anything to you?
Merlin, a master of illusions. Oh, you said Merlin? Then no, nothing.
What's the book you're reading?
Oh, it's something I picked up at the station. A medieval detective story. Quite well written for that kind of thing. It's been out of print for years.
What's
I
the
was gonna say
title
it's
of
the
the
Da
book?
Vinci
The
Code, but
Crooked
it's out of
Crusader
print.
Caper by Molly Pegram. I assumed the author was a woman, but apparently not. His real name is...
Professor Nigel Pegram.
That's right. Do you know him?
No, I never met him.
George is a great fan of his, though.
Look how spacious this cabin is as well.
Do you know Stirling well?
Yes, I do. Is that where you two lovebirds abound?
Yeah, we...
It's one of the places we thought we'd see on our holiday.
Be sure to visit the castle, won't you?
Oh, I'm sure it's a neat place. But we are not really interested in history, are we, George?
No.
We're on the home stretch. This is very, very close to the end.
Is there a church called St. Ninian's at Stirling?
Yes, there is. And I know why you're going there.
You do?
Of course I do. It's obvious you're in love. You're eloping, and they say romance is dead.
Ooh la la.
Where are you going, George?
Do I need to spell it out?
Don't snap at me. If you're going to take a leak, why don't you say so?
Okay, I'm going to take a leak. L-E-A-K.
Tickets, please.
Oh, hi.
That's a standard full-price peak return. Don't you have a senior citizen's rail card?
I rarely travel by train. My ticket is perfectly valid, is it not?
Well, yeah, but you could have saved up to a third of the cost.
I do not need to indulge in puffling thriftiness.
Blimey, you're a funny old bird and no mistake. Tickets, please, sir.
Here.
That is a citizens... senior citizens
Off to
pass.
Stirling, eh?
I think it's a red flag for
Well,
that
I hope
person.
you won't be
Impersonating an old
disappointed. It's a
person.
miserable place this time of year. Still, there's plenty of pubs and a lovely view from the castle.
Thank you.
I don't want to worry you, but there was something familiar about that guy.
Are you sure? You're tired. Perhaps you're mistaken.
Dead
Maybe.
tired.
But I didn't like the look in his eyes when he spoke to you.
I don't think it's the dodgy one.
Can't you sit still, George?
I need to go to the John.
While you're there, check out the buffet card, George. Unthinkable though it is, I am hungry enough to eat English food.
Oh,
Okay.
sick burn.
A 100% certified got 'em.
Tweedledee without his brother Tweedledum there.
Yeah.
The Tweedledum is there.
I didn't want to wake him. To be frank, without a cold water hose, I didn't think I could wake him.
Hi. Having a party?
No, this is breakfast. Come on, join us, man. Go away, Basha. Wake up, man. It's company.
His breath was like the outlet from a chemical factory.
Excuse my mate, he's taking a nap. Sleeping like a bobby. I'll wake him up when we get to Newcastle.
We passed through Newcastle half an hour ago.
And I never noticed.
Do you know what this is?
No, man, what is it?
It's a hand buzzer.
You won't catch me out with that, pal.
If I'd wanted to catch you out,
I guess we
wouldn't
did.
have shown it to you, would I?
Well, maybe she's my pal. Like a clever double bluff, you know.
Would you like a red nose?
Thanks, pal. I got one of my own.
Oh, an alcohol joke.
Have you ever seen this man before?
Aye, man. He's chalky white and I claim my 10 quid, like.
No, he's an international assassin, and he goes by the name Khan.
Well, aye, man, but I was close, you know.
What is that stuff you're drinking? It smells like gasoline.
Right, now put hairs in your chest, like.
And your eyeballs,
Not
too, by
fast.
the looks of you. See you later.
Bug fast.
I guess in Scotland, at Rhode Island. I think it's back there as well too. But he's drinking probably.
You haven't opened that window, pal.
Why not?
It's freezing out there.
Chroma key just destroyed the bug
Leave it
fast, but
alone.
it's all good. It's filthy. Oh,
Oh, no. That gangster creep from the hotel. Guido. Well, he didn't scare me.
Hey, Buster. This is a no-smoking car.
Okay, maybe he did scare me. It got worse. I suddenly realized who the conductor had reminded me of.
100%. Bug fast over Dr. Pepper in the morning. Once he hits 12, though, anything's a go.
The door was locked. The door was locked. I really didn't want to shoot the breeze with this guy.
Racist. It's because he's Italian, isn't it?
He's Italian?
Yeah. George is racist.
I should have known better than to leave Nico and the old lady alone.
There you go, Tom.
Suddenly, the sort of Bafama took second place to finding the girl I loved.
You love? You've known her for 4 days. Where could they have gone?
We asked the drunks if they saw something.
Yeah, good idea.
Hey, buddy. Listen, I need your help.
What's the matter?
There's a guy on this train who's trying to kill me.
Relax, man. You wouldn't try nothing with us in Basharia. We are veterans like. Slow action at Breitlingsea.
I don't recall the British Army being involved in a conflict in anywhere called Breitlingsea.
Well, you just check it from me, pal. You're in safe hands.
Did you see what happened to the young woman in the next compartment?
No, pal, I didn't. Have you lost her, like?
She's disappeared. The old lady, too. I think they're in trouble.
Oh, yeah, man. An old lady, too.
Yeah. You gotta help me.
Maybe they went to the toilet, like.
I don't think so.
They never go on their own. Always in pairs, you know.
No, she's been abducted. I'm sure. I've got to go look for her.
What's stopping you, pal?
The conductor. He's not what he seems.
You want to avoid him, like?
That's about it, yeah.
No problem.
See you later.
Give it to it, pal. Don't jump.
I don't intend to jump. I'm going to climb on top of the train.
You're kidding, aren't you?
Just watch me.
Hold on there, pal. I'll give you a hand, like.
Oh, man. Can you imagine?
The people he trusts with his life.
Yeah.
way!
Oh!
I'd always wanted to stop the train, and now was my chance.
Oh. Double fatality. Triple fatality.
You saved our lives, but why?
We were always on the same side, Stobart. Different causes, but a common enemy.
The Knights Templar?
Don't call them that. The real Templars were a noble foe. These barbarians.
Fatality.
To that name. These men are no better than dogs.
What are the Neo-Templars after? What is the Sword of Baphomet?
Not what you think, my friend. It is a weapon, yes, but one which our enemies will find difficult to wield. A double-edged sword. A power older than Dimolay, older than Solomon.
We'll stop them. You and me together, and Nico.
No, George. My journey ends soon at the Garden of Paradise.
You're talking in riddles. Can't you tell me straight what they're after?
The sword symbolizes a colossal energy caused by the alignment of the Earth's natural power fields.
Which are focused at St. Ninian's.
The energy endowed the Templars with the power which made them great. A power which made them charismatic to such an extent they could control the will of all around them.
Old time's sake?
Yeah.
Maybe not. No. That is not a good idea.
How did you escape from the Bull's Head?
It is a long walk from the cliff of the Bull to the village, Stobart. Fortunately, I know the ways of the wilderness. May Allah guide you to our enemies.
Thanks.
One last thing.
What? What is it? He's dead.
Hey! Oh! Oh! What will it be?
A little lost. Surprised he doesn't write like J something plus N something in the margins.
Don't worry, I hadn't
What
forgotten.
do you mean? Answer me this instant, George Stobart.
I will.
Oh,
When I'm
JS
ready.
plus forget her last name.
That's not fair, George.
No.
You took advantage while my hands were tied.
When Eklund pointed that gun at me,
did he
I
kiss
thought I
her?
was gonna die. I thought of all the things I'd never get to do, and kissing you was at the top of my list.
Josh.
Sexual predator.
Josh, we've got to get off the train. Eklund could recover at any time.
So what are we waiting for?
Yeah, it is a little bit creepy.
What are you doing?
I'm out of here.
Not that door. Do you want to end up like Flap?
Not especially. What remains of him is well on
I
his way
mean,
back to London. I
the
hope he
train
was traveling
stops,
on a
so it's not
return
gonna-
ticket.
Is it?
I
Oh,
wish
the
he was going
emergency
out
brake.
the door that way.
No,
Yeah.
but it's our train stopped. But if there's another train coming, it doesn't stop all the
Yeah.
trains.
I'd feel happier if we had a gun or something.
Khan gave me something.
What?
His handbag.
Oh, great. If we run into any killers, we can give them a good buffeting. Didn't he have any weapons?
You don't know the half of it. This bag's full of C4.
Oh, wow. Why didn't you say so? Boy, we'll show them now. What's C4?
Plastic, Josh.
We're going to shop our way to victory?
2 kilos of plastic explosives. The detonator's broken now.
No problem. We'll buy a box of matches somewhere.
It doesn't work that way. It takes a small explosion to start the big explosion.
Well, that's not much use then. What does that sign say?
Apparently, during the English Civil War in the mid-17th century, this place was used as an arms dump.
Yeah? What happened?
Look at the state of this place, George. You work it out.
Oh, stray spark?
You got it. The tower was the only thing to survive the blast.
I hope the explosion didn't destroy the Sword of Baphomet.
Do you? I rather hope it did.
Oh yeah, suppose so.
Considering he's suddenly keen on her, he's surprisingly obnoxious. Like she's like, what are you doing with the purse? You're just gonna batter him to death?
Yeah, it's like maybe he heard the what is it? Treat them mean to keep them keen, or whatever that line is.
Yeah. Or he read the game during the
I scrambled
over
around
and now he's
in the
making
rubble
a
and found an old clay pipe with a broken stem. Under one of the stones, I found a metal coin which was green with age.
That's called a patina.
It was caked with soil, but what I'd found was a small cog and spindle. With mounting excitement, I felt something between my fingers. It was short, hard, and black. Something I hadn't expected to find here. It was
I wasn't trying to formulate a joke right now. Not at all.
I didn't find anything.
Alright. Okay, let's see. Turn this handle. Give it a crank.
The handle turned easily, and the larger wheel began to revolve. Damn! Then the handle came off in my hand.
Just staring at the door like the Blair Witch has possessed her.
Yeah.
Now that the handle was gone, it was easy to remove the cog and spindle. Maybe not.
Oh.
The eyes, is it?
The cog slipped neatly into the eye socket.
The big boy one?
With a rasp of metal on stone,
Check out
I
his
eased
frames.
the second eye into place.
And then...
I pushed the handle into the demon's mouth. The cogs all meshed. I began to turn.
Exactly like Atlantis, yep.
As soon as I saw the flickering torches, I realized the bogus Templars had beaten us to
the mazes. I forgot about the mazes.
Where were they now? And why was it so quiet?
Listen, I can definitely hear chanting.
You're right. I hear it too. What do you suppose they're doing?
It wouldn't surprise me if they were holding some kind of satanic sex ritual.
Tina, welcome
What are we waiting for?
Good to see you. It's been a while.
Will you look at that? Baphomet. Lavino was right. This place was ancient even to the Templars.
This whole place? This is Baphomet?
Finally, the truth. The Templars had never worshipped this graven image, no more than they'd worship a rainbow. But, like a rainbow, they regarded it as a symbol of a covenant with God, who'd revealed this place to them.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. Old school.
Why, the double-dealing treacherous.
On the contrary, Inspector Rosso has been the model of obedience, an important quality in a true Templar. Now be
Inspector
quiet
Rosso,
and watch, if you wish to
Wow.
live much longer.
Brothers and sisters, we are gathered here to witness the reforging of the sword that was broken.
This one's on PC, but I originally played it on PlayStation 1.
Sentinel, Baphomet.
It's kind of recording in the toilet.
Master
Yeah, I
and
think so.
Knight of Baphomet, we salute and pledge our obedience to you.
I salute you, gatekeeper of the temple.
And Gozo.
7 centuries ago, our greatest weapon, the sword of Baphomet, was lost to us. Now we prepare to reforge it, to wield against new enemies. We shall lead the people to a new order, wherein all borders will dissolve. All will be united under the red
New
cross
World
of
Order.
the Templars.
Close your eyes, close your eyes. It's like another Raiders Lost Ark ending.
It's Tesla coil. Artie finds in the house, that's what it is.
George, we have watched your efforts to stop us with respect. But surely you realize that you have been misled by our enemies.
Oh, yeah.
Both of us want a better world. Fortunately, no harm has been done. We need determined, resourceful men like you. Join us, George. Join us in true brotherhood.
Yeah. True. Wait.
George?
Brothers? What about Marquet? What about Pegram and Klausner? You didn't look on them as brothers, only as failures. 3 men dead, and you don't give a damn.
George, you know that sacrifices are necessary. Every great undertaking.
Join you. I'll see you in hell first.
Ah, George, I had great hopes for you. C'est la guerre.
Me too, until he became a sex person.
Kill him.
Don't kill him! Oh, Nico.
The
Oh,
old-
jeez. This guy just giving us the brass knuckles. Oh, holy shit. Nico just... Oh no. Who's this guy?
I swear, I just wanted things to be right.
Oh, everyone's getting shot. It's a standoff.
Take them. Kill them. They will not escape. Well, if it isn't the great detective and is beautiful as
Very hard cuts at the end.
it's going to be a pleasure killing.
It isn't the weasel from Roger Rabbit.
Josh, what are we going to do?
Hadouken.
Come on, Nico.
Oh
We're
shit,
leaving.
that's gonna blow them all up.
You fools! You cannot escape us. Guido! Stop them. But master, the powder! That powder is from the English Civil War. You fool. It's over 300 years old. How explosive do you think it can be?
I thought it was all over, but Nico had one last trick up her sleeve. Or in her handbag, to be exact. A handbag full of plastic explosives.
Maybe.
Yeah, George,
but
speak
this
about
stuff
them
is
like you know
brand
what they
new.
are. Sonic Boom.
Yeah, like she didn't have to spell it out to him.
Kill them all!
What the fuck? Just went up to it and tried to put it out.
So not only did you commit mass murder, but you also destroyed a relic. Ooh, she kisses him back. Look at that.
We didn't stay long in Scotland. George had a vacation to finish, and I had another story to write.
Yeah, just go into the
Not
vacation.
the real story, of course, but enough half-truths to fill a page and pay my rent for the month. George and I hung out together in Paris. I showed him my favorite restaurants, and he told me his best jokes.
You know,
Amen.
Nico, this city holds so many memories for me now. The cafes, the music.
The sewers.
Tell me about it. The clowns.
Sock tissue.
And your pal Labano.
Oh, yes, dear Andre.
Made plenty of solid.
When we first met, and I was doing my detective stuff, you kind of disappeared a lot, Nico. Were you and Labano,
There was something happening, but nothing to do with Andre.
Uh-huh.
It was something from the past that I had to deal with.
Oh, her dad
on my own.
was a war
So
criminal.
I dealt with it, and now it's over.
Hey, did I ever tell you the one about the old Irish couple in the lottery?
No, but I think you're going to.
Okay, there's this old Irish couple. They've been married forever, like 50 years, and they win the lottery.
Oh wow, no credits or anything. Look at that. We did it. We did it. So what do you think, guys?
I was gonna continue the joke, but when he said win the lottery, it's like, okay, that ruins the premise for my joke.
Oh, let's click what this is. Director's message. Thank you for playing Broken Sword Shadow of the Templars Director's Cut. 2010 marks Revolution's 20th anniversary. Back in 1990 in Berlin... Back in 1990, the Berlin Wall had just fallen. Been there. Sierra, creator of King's Quest series, amongst many other adventure titles, ruled supreme over the adventure market, and LucasArts was emerging as a breed of witty, quirky adventure games. Monkey Island was just around the corner. I was development director at Activision and keen to set up the development company to challenge the American behemoths. Tony Warrener, a designer programmer to whom I had worked with years earlier, was bored of writing aeronautical software. So was his colleague David Sykes, and Norrin Carmody, who was general manager of UK Activision, wanted more from publishing development. Okay. Oh, there's more. Okay, cool. This is the Revolution team as we started it in 1990. Looks like a good album cover.
No, it's not German.
Yeah, I guess they are. Sean Brennan had then led the publisher Mirrorsoft, invited me to lunch one day, and told me that if I wanted to set up a studio, then he would fund and publish our games. Everything was fitting into place. All we needed was a game concept to pitch. The game concept was later to evolve into the Lure of the Temptress. Never heard of that, we'll look that up later. Based on the system that we called Virtual Theatre. The adventure engine guided characters intelligently around the game world. We worked non-stop for weeks to write a prototype, and then drove Mirrorsoft's offices to London to make a presentation. But en route, after leaving the car unattended for a few minutes, a thief broke into it. The radio was stolen, but for some reason the thieves didn't take the PC on the back seat, which was not insured. So the pitch went ahead, Mirrorsoft commissioned the game, and Revolution was born.
Right. Can I go back one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Microsoft. I thought it was Microsoft.
No. The Lure of the Temptress team in the early 90s. Broken Sword series was conceived, like so many best ideas, over an excellent dinner with plenty of wine. It was 1994 and I was dining with Norrin Carmody and Sean Brennan, who was now head of publishing at Virgin Interactive. We started talking about the mythology of the Templars, almost unheard of at the time, and what rich historical background it would create an entertaining product, particularly for a game. And so 10 years before the plethora of Templar-themed entertainment products, looking at you, Assassin's Creed, Broken Sword was born. Second album, exactly. This was the first concept drawing of George.
Huh.
It's actually a very good drawing.
Pretty close.
Yeah. This is how Nico started.
Something about it close in, like, maybe not bad in real life, or not bad in that concept art, but just didn't work with the sprite rendering they were doing.
Magenta
I don't
sort
know.
of dress over stockings and a leather jacket.
Yeah, maybe it's because a lot of the jacket and the stockings didn't have definition. Like the whole thing didn't have definition. Yeah, I don't know. That
I
was
wonder if
something
do you think
slightly annoyed me about her.
has anyone ever cosplayed as Nico? Do you reckon? Most
I guess I could. The next
Oh,
time
yeah?
that's held in Melbourne.
You can? Excellent.
Yeah.
I'd love to see it.
Jacket, magenta skirt, and black stockings.
We had very high ambitions for the game, but the competition was fierce. At Revolution, we had an excellent team who had written up some very successful adventures. But to move to the next level, we needed to bring in the very best people from the creative industries. I convinced the very talented layout artist, Egan Cahill, to join the project. He and his colleague, Neil Breen, can't be the Neil Breen.
No,
surely it's not the Neil Breen. Who had both previously worked at Don Bluth Studios in Dublin, drew up backgrounds in the pencil, and we digitally coloured them in Photoshop.
If I did know that the other Neil Breen was a real estate agent in Las Vegas, so it couldn't be him. Because he didn't come from a creative background.
A bridge over Seine, surprisingly similar to the Ouse Bridge in York. Okay. The main characters and introduction sequence were created and drawn by a brilliant animator, Mike Burgess, who worked for Red Rover Animation Studio. Tragically, Mike, who was in his 20s, died a few months later. Oh, that's sad. A few years earlier, I had played for a cricket team with composer Barrington Fellum. We had since lost contact, and then I contacted him to suggest me what he might write the music, and he jumped at the chance. The dream had come together. The development process was very exhilarating, but often fraught. On its release, Broken Sword was incredibly well received, both critically and commercially. The game was followed a year later by Broken Sword 2. That's an excellent one as well. After a gap of 5 years, we moved to a 3D presentation for Broken Sword 3, and then Broken Sword 4. While hugely controversial, the move to 3D was necessary to secure a publisher support, although my provocative statement that point-and-click adventures are dead has often returned to haunt me. Man, that sucks. Like a publisher says that you need to go 3D because that's the way of the thing, when you could really refine like 2D point-and-clicks so much. Like, imagine like vectors and things like that these days. So cool. The enigmatic Dwayne. Who was he really? And does the mysterious wife Pearl really know for sure? Chantel, the hapless waitress. For this director's cut, I've had the pleasure of working with comic book artist Dave Gibbons, of whom we had worked previously on Beneath the Steel Sky. That's also a very good adventure game if you've never played that. Dave has drawn the facial expressions and new movies. An honourable mention goes to Tony Warrener, who has been the integral part of Revolution since the inception, and Juiced Peters, whom Tony had programmed his new version. And of course, commercial director Noreen Carmody, who helped steer the company through the good and the difficult times. I feel extraordinarily proud that 15 years after we conceived and started designing the first game, there is still such passion for the games, and privilege that so many fans have remained loyal to the series. Thank you, Charles Cecil, director. Early team, 1996. This is Charles Cecil today, with slightly less hair. Noreen Carmody, the founder of Revolution. Charles and Dave, working on Beneath the Steel Sky. And Dave Gibbons today. Tony Warrener, co-founder of Directors Programmer. Juiced Peters, present-day programmer. Some feet shots. Photograph of Constantine's broken sword. Erected outside York Minster a few years ago. Hang on. I saw this, I saw this one on my trip. That's crazy. Because we went to go to this abbey, but it was actually closed. That is so weird. Wow. So, I don't know about you. I really enjoyed that game. Maybe it's because when I was really young, it was like another sort of direction of point and clicks. Like you had your Sierras and you had your LucasArts, but something a little bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that game, mentioned they first made, I have vague memories of like a adventure game that, like when you see the devs, they described it in a different way you'd think. Like the way they referred to it as we had the idea of showing it as virtual theater
Mm-hmm.
or something. I have a vague memory of, though I've never seen that game before, a vague memory of another game where they had that concept. Like they didn't think of it the way you'd think of it as just being like a adventure game.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, yeah, putting on a theater or something. Or there's some sort of semi-buzzword associated, which was sort of interesting, but I don't remember what it was. But that jogged a memory, a weird memory.
It's going to be sad not to see the used tissue going forward, but it'll forever be in our hearts as the emote in this chat. So make sure you make good use of it. Before we go though, I'll quit the game.
And I got a shirt for the next stream as well. Not planned, but
a shirt.
I got a bunch of t-shirts with various designs.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And they so it's just random designs. I basically tried to choose like gaming and movie stuff, but in a way that's not referential. It's not obvious. And one of them is it's done like it's a like a bar shirt, like a shirt from a bar, but it's the Scum bar.
Oh, nice. Excellent.
So it's got like the Scum with 2 M's, beer and grog restaurant. I like it's got that title you usually see under bars or gastropubs, and that's got reference to like cheap grog or something like that.
Nice. So I guess that
And then it also looks like an actual bar's advertising.
That's the So the plan for the next game is obviously the new Monkey Island game. It's been really hard to see people play it in the wild and not, because I want to go in completely blind, right? So I haven't looked up anything. I haven't seen any of it. And so I think it's going to be awesome. I'll get that before next time. Before we go though, let's look at the death reel so we can actually see. Let me share OBS with you, Steve, so then you can actually see what we're watching.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. I'll as far as I know, when I hit this, it should play.
Hold it right there. Search him again, Flap.
So this is if you leave.
Is this what you're after, Guido?
See,
dumping out the window.
I can explain everything. Well, almost everything.
Too late. You're on your way to feed the fishes.
I'm allergic to fish. I break out in blotches when I eat tuna.
Let's go.
See you, George. Sleeping with the fishies.
Oh, Guido!
What's the big idea, you dummy? Shine the light down here.
The mummy! It's come alive!
If that's a mommy, I'm glad I'm an orphan.
Oh, shot. It's just disposable body again.
I could hear voices from the lit area.
This is when I had the meeting, the Hot Fuzz tile meeting.
Yeah, so we peeked through the crack up there rather than going down.
This was it. The conspiracy was revealed.
Okay, nobody move. I'm making a citizen's arrest.
At last, I had them. I could see the fear in their eyes as their little scheme came to pieces.
You're all going away for a very long time. And you can just drop those guns. You're impressing nobody.
That was the end of George.
That would have been a better comedic thing if it was like...
I'm telling
I'm
you,
making
I
a
never
citizen's
heard of
arrest
the
and
man,
then
and I
just
don't
get-
know where he is. Now, if you're gonna kill me, just get it over with, because I've got a full itinerary.
Very well.
Oof.
But I can no longer tolerate your interference. There is far more at stake than you realize.
So, what are you gonna do?
I regret that we must end this here and now. Your only choice now is whether you die like a man or like a dog.
Hey, look now. Don't kill me. I've got money. Maybe we can cut a deal.
You disappoint me.
See, I knew it wasn't crazy.
Okay, you're the boss.
Where I'll
take my
constantly
medicine.
die.
You are an honorable man, Mr. Stobart. A rare breed. I should like to shake your hand.
Yeah. Well, what the heck? It was a long way down. Below, I could see Ultar's truck. Okay, let's get this over with.
Jesus.
Okay, you're the boss. I'll take my medicine.
You are an honorable man, Mr. Stobart. A rare breed. I should like to shake your hand.
Yeah. Well, what the heck? It was a long way down. Below, I could see Ultar's truck.
This is what I remember. So see how he grabs the hand buzzer and brings it down? On a controller, you didn't have enough time. It was so hard to do. And you just get shot straight away.
A 100% certified got him.
Oh, hidden got him. Oh. Ooh, remember this?
I could hear the sound of a lot of stone moving, and I knew I was in danger.
How did you click away from it?
No, it does it automatically in the remake.
Senior Stobart! Senior Stobart! Are you all right?
You're so right.
Senior Stobart!
I love it.
Hey! Nico looked good, even in ropes.
Hi!
Can't you do anything to help me? Hey! I figured I'd stand a slim chance of escape if I moved fast enough. But I couldn't leave Nico to Eklund's mercy. Let's talk this over like reasonable people, Eklund. I can explain everything.
Ah, yes. Remember this very well.
Okay. Let me think.
Josh! Stay away from me!
So perish all enemies of the new Templar Order.
And that's it. They're all the deaths. Where we've concluded the game. I want to thank you all for joining us. It has been an absolute blast to go through this game with you. I definitely look forward to Monkey Island next week. Yeah, same time. I had a look online to see if there's anyone to raid, but everyone's offline at the moment. Normally there's the old Barjo mate, but he streamed earlier, so that's all right. We'll just ease off into the night. But yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Steve. And
Thanks, everyone.
we will catch you next time. Toodles.
See ya.